Isn't showing anything.
Well, no, I just hit it.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is, like, it's obviously much. It's the iPhone. It's just so weird.
I look forward to seeing what you're seeing. I can't see anything right now.
You just have to look at it.
I am in YouTube watching it do nothing.
Audible and visible, and highly angled. Yeah, yeah. See. All
So
right.
it's just my YouTube that's broken.
Yes. Okay. So let's see what I can do about this. Like, look at that. And now I've moved it 90 degrees and it's the same. And I moved it 90 degrees and it's like, what does it want?
This is so bizarre because we like literally tried this out as soon as we got it and it was perfect.
It's like, I don't understand it. I think it's the iPhone camera itself.
Like it's trying to do something.
It's like, oh, I think I know what you want. And then it's like, if I move it, it just moves it back.
Oh, good Lord.
Like,
what if you had space so that
What
you're
if I
never
just-
going in landscape mode? Landscape always messes up in iPhones. What if you're able to do portrait mode?
I need it in landscape mode, is the thing.
But like doing it that way, I feel like, goodness, I have to stop looking. I'm getting dizzy.
I'm very
Sorry for everybody at home.
And like, I could just take this and flip it.
I was going to give you more space, but I guess that's not.
Transform. Flip vertical. Uh-oh. Now it's backwards. Flip horizontal. Okay. So now I've done that because I was like, all right, if you're determined to be upside down, then so help me, I'm going to let you be upside down. Now I just need it to... At least this thing is much easier to work with.
That is true. So yeah, we absolutely, after the last stream, got a new stand. And this one
It's just...
is much better, but yeah, the camera itself from the iPhone is it thinks it knows more than we do and what we want.
Yeah.
And now you can just angle your notebook.
Oh, well, I shouldn't have to do that.
I prefer mine angled when writing anyway.
Oh. I do not. Like... All right, well that's straight. So let's go ahead and tighten it there. Oh, tightening it made it not straight anymore. That's cool. And it also made it blurry. Okay, wait, there we go.
Patrick, close your eyes.
Yeah,
Keep them closed, please. This is
I have a
like
slight...
this is bad for me. This is like I can't play Mario Kart if anyone else is in that boat. Too much is moving on the screen for me, and so there are definitely times when, David and Meridian are playing it, and I'm like, I'm just gonna look down at my beautiful yarn.
It is safe.
So's? What is so's?
It was internet slang for sorry.
Is it?
Circa, like, I don't know, 2015. Anybody remember where this came from or when it about happened?
I think Magpie's giving me permission to go to sleep. Close your eyes. Keep them closed.
Okay. Anyway, I thought I would just set that up really quickly. Documented since at least 1987. My goodness.
My God, we need a sound change that changes ri to z.
Thank you, Fafaloo. This was... I was very pleased with this season of House of the Dragon.
It didn't occur to me that the last episode we watched was the finale of the season.
Oh, yeah.
But so much happened, and now I have to wait?
Yeah.
Does this show know what it does to me?
There's... I thought initially there was going to be 5 seasons, but there's only going to be 4, so next season is it.
Wow. Oh, no spoilers, but, you know, they do this every season where it's like I get so like, but wait, now I have to wait? Yeah. If anyone's watching Woman of Substance, that's where I am right now in that show too. It ended and I was like, I am so impatient. Like this is why so many of us wait for the entire show to be out before we start watching, even if it means we've missed the cultural moment of when it was airing. Man.
But yeah, there was good stuff. There was a lot of High Valyrian this season. There was High Valyrian in every episode but one, and there was also a good amount in many of the episodes. So it was nice. And there were, I don't know, only 6 or 7 major errors that I made. Couldn't believe it. Last episode, I put a noun in its modifying adjective into the accusative when it should have been in the genitive. It's just absolute like beginner type of error. Very humbling.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I feel like that's a very natural error to make, even as a speaker of the language, because they don't always speak it.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it
is like
using the wrong case for the object of a quirky case verb is like just something that totally happens.
In this case, it's a part of the ongoing shift a Valyrian has from being a language that very actively uses applicatives to not using them actively, but instead they just become fossilized, lexical prefixes, I guess. There was not, well, you know what, the less said about that, the better. Anyway. Oh, by the way, were they done? Do you know if they were done?
Oh, right. I promised you, and I was going to. They should be. So, yeah. David, you entertain everyone.
Baz is short for the name Barry? As in Baz Luhrmann? Baz Luhrmann's name is Barry? Or Boz? Is it Baz or Boz? What about Boz Scaggs? Is that an entirely different thing? It's spelled differently. Has it drifted? Has this drifted? How did it drift? Oh my God. Okay, now I'm even more confused. Baz Luhrmann's name is Mark Anthony Luhrmann. And he's apparently changed it to Bosmark. Like, I feel like he changed that, like, on purpose, because it says that... Does this keep drifting? Like...
Oh my God.
It's drifting.
Is it slowly falling?
Oh, shit, is it slowly falling?
I don't know. It doesn't look like it from my angle, but like that would be like my first question is
Okay. Oh, that's the wrong way to go. Oh, it's off. It's off. I'm so sorry. Okay, so here's the thing. It was slowly falling, so it does need to be at 90 degrees. So I'm just gonna... Wait. How is it like, if I twist it to the right, it goes that way. If I twist it to the left, it goes the same way. How is that possible? Okay, if anybody knows how to turn off the iPhone camera's like smart features, I want a dumb camera. I just want a really stupid camera.
Okay, so Patrick also found this information and copy and pasted it into chat, but it's because his name was Mark, but he received the nickname Baz at school because of his hairstyle, and the name came from the puppet character Basil Brush.
Ah.
And so he started being called Baz, so much so that he wanted it to be part of his name, so he became Baz Mark.
Oh, well, that's not good.
What's not good?
Oh,
See
that's
the
also
document.
not good.
What's happening?
Oh, that's the edge. That's the edge. All right. All right. You know what? Whatever. It's just going to be like that. Let's get this poll done. Good Lord. Patrick, I really apologize. I feel like you're the one that needs this apology. After performing so well on our Duolingo Friends Quest, thank you for powering through for the both of us. All right. This poll that we are finishing right now is in honor of Patrick. All right, Patrick, we'll go ahead and finish your poll, just like you've been begging us to do the whole time. All right. So let's see. Are we on screen there? Perfect. All right. So this week's poll was to determine what to do with the A grade of the last one of glottal stop, which kind of looks like a B. All right. So as a reminder, this is what it looks like when a consonant is followed by A. So just a couple of options there. Got this kind of Humpty Dump guy. And so the question was, what do we do with B? Because it's not got an obvious solution. So we came up with 4 that we had you vote on. Because it's like written like this. You can see it at the end here, the B, right? And so there was like, woo, boom, like that. There's also like, let's kind of start the B and then just go into the A. There's like, hell with it, it doesn't work, so let's just write the full B and then just throw this on the end. And then here's, let's write the full B and just go around the world. And that's what they look like, small. And so this first example I called splitting the bib fronts. I think it looks a lot better handwritten than it does here. And we could also like shorten that, bring those in for this one. I didn't know if that would be necessary. But anyway, that was one option. The other option was the quickie option, so you just start doing the B and then continue on like that. C was called giving up because that's literally what it is. You just write it and then at the end, boop. What you actually do in handwriting was probably something like splitting the bib fronts for this. But this would just be how you would how it would look in the typography. And then there was around the world. Pretty easy to handwrite. Anyway, so the vote was close but decisive. Very interesting poll spread. Everything got votes, But the one that got the least number of votes was, for some reason, splitting the difference.
I thought name alone that would get
Yeah.
more.
No, they didn't like it. This turned out to be actually a 2-horse race. A race between Around the World and the Quickie. 2 of the polls were tied. Not the polls you're thinking of, by the way. The Confidant poll and the Conspirator poll were tied. So it was the middle poll, the consultant poll, that decided this vote.
Wow.
And they decided in favor of Around the World.
Wow.
And so there you have it.
Not good at doing it, but this feels appropriate for the sound. There you go. That's a better one.
Okay. C, believe it or not, C was never really in contention. Yeah. Oh, by the way, do we have this? No, we don't have that. Just one second. There we go. Now we got Jesse's screen. Okay, so then there's the sound changer, episode 839. You now know who we are, and so now we're going to get things set up. I have an ambitious goal, which is I want to have at the very least the basic form of the font done by next episode. Even if we don't have the numbers, I want to have them all in place for our special episode at WorldCon here in Anaheim. It's going to be at our usual streaming time, but not at our usual streaming hour. It's going to be an hour later. So Thursday, August 27th at 3 p.m. and we're only going to be streaming for an hour because that's the that's the time frame that we get essentially. So and we're going to have some special guests, obviously, because we're going to have some people here. So yeah, it should be a fun hour. It's going to be an hour we wish was 2, but we will do what we do. All right, so there's Jesse's screen. And Font Lab is there. You voted for both Cinnamon, for both D and B, huh? I have to say I don't know. Oh, did I accidentally? I guess I smudged it. But it's like, oh, you could see me practicing up here, but it's like, all right, you got this, like, whoops. I guess you got to plan it out, right? So you have to, this one you have to know you're doing it. Whereas that one seems a little easier. It's just super goofy. It's ridiculous. It's very close to the telephone cord levels of ridiculous. So yeah, I'm not sad that B didn't win, even though I like its typographic version works well enough. Oh, and an announcement from the Let's Have a Boobaverse. They're running another relay. Signups are open. And then, of course, you can watch them streaming at 1:30 p.m. every Tuesday. I caught a little bit this week, but this week has been crazy because Meridian is in a play. And it's also the first week of school. And basically, she is just nonstop. Incidentally,
I meant to text Natalie.
yeah, can you check in with Natalie?
The time hasn't changed, right?
What do you mean?
The time that she needs to be at rehearsal hasn't changed?
No. The place is going to open at 3:30, and they need to be there by 4. But yeah, if Natalie doesn't text back super quick, can you do me a favor and call her?
Okay.
I would do it, but my phone's up here hacking this camera. It is very early. It's odd. Meridian is going to the same elementary school that I went to. And every year that I went to the schools in this district, so elementary, junior high, and high school, Meridian's likely going to go to all three the same. We started the first Tuesday after Labor Day every single year. And now they're starting, it's just like early August. And it's hot out. It's absurd. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I can see doing it if we expected a harsh winter. But that's not the type of thing that you get in Southern California. Anyway, let's plunk that in there. So that's around the world. Goes right there. Gonna make it green. Delete that. Make these yellow. And I'm gonna get them on out of here. Okay, there we go. There were a couple of things that I wanted to ask about. Oh gosh, did I write these down? I did not write these down. Oh my gosh, what was I?
Where's the upside down smiley face? There we go.
I had an idea last time. What the hell is that?
Danielle, where near Buffalo? Okay, go on. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Danielle, I used to live in Grand Island. And so, yeah, I know that area very well and been to the Hamburg area very many times. So, wow. Side of Buffalo.
I had something specific I wanted to try out. We'd made all of these A forms, and I had a very specific idea about changing a couple of them that I wanted to ask about or talk about on the stream. And I just can't remember. I can't remember what they were.
I wish I could help you. I remember you working on things, but...
Oh, NG.
I could imagine, Danielle. I mean, that is still the first thing I think of if you just say Hamburg out of context. Well, if you say it Hamburg, I'm obviously thinking Germany. If you say Hamburg, I'm more likely to think New York. But still, just hearing it out of context, I would totally understand that being the first thing. But yeah, no, I absolutely know where the New York version is.
I have an idea. Okay, no, I remember one of them. Gosh, I'm going to have to... This is going to be ugly. Do 90 degrees. So help me do 90 degrees. That isn't... Do you see what I'm doing here?
Okay, pickup went well. So...
Okay, good.
Pickup has happened.
Good. All right.
Got the verification.
Good. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to figure out the indirect object.
Has that not been figured out?
Relative clause.
Oh. Okay. Hold on a sec. What is, think our descender is 300. Let me double check.
We had three more rather, examples left completely blank for relative clauses, and that was indirect object and adposition object as well as possessive. And so that is...
Okay. All right, I'm about to...
Oh, yeah, Jonathan. Berlin, Connecticut. Yeah, Berlin would obviously pull up a different... There's a Wyoming, Michigan. And DinoNet says there's also a Wyoming, Rhode Island. Oh my gosh. Hey, there was a California and Missouri too. Well, there is still, not was, but is. So yeah, California, Missouri. Wow.
Okay. I have something to ask everybody. Let me do that, and then we'll go, Pucky. All right, there we go. Okay, so I've got these two options here. So the top two, that's just one character and what happens to it when it becomes the ah version of that character. So the top two are just normal. The question is about the bottom line, and it is not in the right order, which would help. Okay, the one on the left is the basic glyph. The one that comes directly after it is the one that we had designed. And then the one on the right is my kind of kooky alternate proposal. All right, so bottom line, first one is regular, and then the second and third are options for that plus ah. What character is this? Just 1 second. Oh, it's Engma. It's Engma.
Ooh, that's some nga.
And now I gotta try to find it again. Here we go. It's a new Prague. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, that word, Patrick, was just featured in the episode of Aga the Raisin we just watched.
Oh, yeah, in the series finale.
Mm-hmm. I'm back. Okay, which do you prefer for nga? left, regular, right, innovative. Okay. And again, so this left one, it's just the hump that comes after the ordinary character because there was really nothing else to do with it. And then there is the right, which is very innovative. I was like, how would you do this if you didn't want to go through all this rigmarole? I came up with this. So it's pretty simple. So not only is there California and Scotland, but you're right next to it? Wow. I think that's pretty decisive. What did you think, Jess?
Oh, sorry. I was trying to remind myself how we did possession and whatnot.
Oh, yeah. Magpie, I think what you're thinking of is something like except that this line would actually end up there because this would be, you know, the writing line. So it'd actually be, so I thought of this Magpie, but it ends up being a really weird character because it does that, or you would have to have it do.
You're writing below. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Or you'd have to have it do that.
What about
anyway? I decided
what I'm
against
attempting to do there, where you just take out the horizontal top bar?
Oh yeah. There's the reason that I didn't think of doing that is because the way that the character is supposed to be written is like this. And so to do that, what you have to do is you actually have to start writing down here and do that.
Okay.
Which is odd. And it also leaves you with a lot of empty space right here, which could be cool if like a character could fit right in there. But I don't know.
Add a little smiley face there.
A little smiley face?
Well, now you drew an arrow. I didn't know you drew an arrow.
How about?
I was going to have a little... Hee.
How about right there?
Oh my God, it looks like a little ghosty. Hee.
Okay.
Okay, then the last one then. Is that what everyone voted?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now I need to see... I need to remind myself what nouns we have in this language available for modifying.
Which face-off anime fan? The movie with Nicolas Cage or the show that I was on? Okay. Font Lab. All right then. So then we're going to retire this character. Put that one in its place. Good. And we'll make this yellow. Get it out of here. And delete. Clean up. Alright, the AW series is finished. So now we actually have to get to the big question. The difficult question. Oh boy. Oh my God, you're watching, anime fans watching my episode of Face Off.
Oh, that's incredible.
I have said this and I still believe it. That's the best I've ever looked. And I'm glad that it was recorded, like on camera.
I apparently need to watch it again to remind myself why you think it's the best you've ever looked. It has been many, many years since I've seen it.
Yeah. You saw that episode, and then you got stuck with this. Sorry, honey. Okay, so the thing that I've been dancing around is we have to figure out what to do with these with the weak vowels. So we need something for I and U. One of them should be built off of the other. Because it's like, what's a solid character, this one? Let's say that you had this one. At some stage, this was just, whatever it was. What is that? NDZ. And then that's K. So this was that was K, and you just kind of knew what they were. But then they were like, since A pulls the stress, we need to mark it. And so that is essentially when this thing started happening. And this came from the older character for this. So that was ah. So it was just essentially an ah built over it. And then they had a way of doing that for every single one. So this is nza. And so the idea was that originally there was a weak marker, and it just marked a weak vowel. It didn't mark quality. It didn't mark if it was I or U. And so if it did that, what we need is some sort of weak marking, and then a secondary mark which either says this is more forward or this is more back. Don't really need both, just need one of them. Ndizi is Swahili for banana. And so we just need to figure out what this mark is, where it's going to go, if it came from anything. And I've just been hemming and hawing over this. So with the set that we got so far, we have a diacritic that occurs above the writing line for two characters, H and TS. We have an element that goes below the writing line for three characters, MB, NG, that's Angma, and R. So, idea one is that Were you about to say something?
No, I typed the English on the line that is supposed to be in the language, and I'm laughing at myself.
So we got something that comes before the character. And the idea, there's two ideas for this, or reasons for this. You know, we're going to call this idea A. Sorry. So one, comes after. Two, it lets you know ahead of time. The vowel is weak. So you can prepare for it. It's like visually you see it, you know the vowel is going to be weak, and so you know that stress is not going to be there. You're already looking out for the vowels, so you know where they are. And this just gives you a bit of prep time, I guess, some visual identification to know that that's probably where some sort of low vowel is going to come, or a falling vowel, unless everything is weak, right? So that's idea A. Idea B is that we use the space below in some fashion. And the reasoning behind this is one, we have a diacritic above, and two,
Some sort of power hand tool out there.
power hand tool, and there's an asterisk there. Write it down here, out there. I guess point 3, kind of cool. I don't know. Uses the space, I guess, more compact. Because if you go with this, then words will be longer. You go with this, then words can be a little bit shorter because you got something going on down here. This will be small. This will be thin. Doesn't really look like an N, thin. Oh, I'm sorry, your phone is going to die. Where are you, Jake? Let me see if I can start a poll. What are you feeling so far? Idea A, idea B. This isn't necessarily conclusive, but I just wanted to see, based on what I've sketched out, what you're thinking. Wanted to be sure that you could see the power hand tool in the out there part. Oh, there it is. There it is. I think the power hand tool is voting. It sure is voting. Can you all hear that?
Oh, I'm sure they can.
Okay, the winner. Hold on. There we go. Makes a lot of sense to use the vote that way. I'm going to... No, I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave this up for a minute. I did have some thoughts immediately. All right, so working just with these. My first thought was just like stroke underneath like this. Just purely invented. And then this could kind of evolve. So something like that, maybe even something like that. Then, or I guess it would be, yeah. I wanted to do it in one. I keep not doing it in one. There we go. I don't know. There's that. Obviously, you could go with something like really small, just like a little Dotsky. I don't know about that. And incidentally, this idea would also decide our initial E and U because, well, they'll be one of two ways. This might actually be the pole. It'd be to either do this with, so this is and say this is, E, and then this plus its U diacritic would be U. Or these would have unique initials. I wonder, is there enough room to do that type of a thing? Do a little hookski. I don't know if this is the font for that. I also don't know if we're going to make this I or U at this point. Boy, they're really getting after it, aren't they?
What's getting after?
Whoever's doing that work out there.
Mm.
Well, I guess we best get to it. Let's start here. What angle is this? 40 degrees. 40 degrees. Let's hit him with that 40 degrees, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's 45. That's 40 degrees right there. That's what I'm talking about. I do have an idea. A bit of a snakesy idea. We'll see. But yeah, that's... You all right there?
when you intend to mix a relative clause example with possessive, you mean the object that's possessed, right? So like, David's book, which I read yesterday, is on the table or something like that, where it's like the book is being...
The captain whose daughter I danced the jig with.
That's what you mean.
Yeah.
We don't have that, do we?
I don't know.
Because our relativizer comes from a verb that would introduce a subordinate clause, and so there's no like whose. If you repeat the pronoun in the clause, it would be the captain, and then it shines. I danced with daughter, possessive particle, pronoun, resumptive pronoun. Okay. Okay.
I know Jonathan sees what I'm doing. I know Jonathan has thoughts. Tinguish has a good point. Just place the relativization hierarchy cutoff wherever is most convenient. In other words, if it gets too difficult, just say, I can't relativize past this point. Need a quick price check here. No, that's ridiculous. It's got to be one of those two. It's one of the reasons you always check these things by writing them down. There we go. That's where it's going to go. Okay, this thing is 40. It's going to need to stay at 40, and it's going to need to go up there. The problem is there's two at 40, and I don't know which 40 it was. Well, let's make it wider. It's very interesting. I'll give it that. Incidentally, this form right here, obviously this would only be for typography. I mean, obviously if you're handwriting this, it's just going to be just the slash down. All right. Then you get to something like this. And it's like, what are you going to do now, Peterson?
What are you going to do now, Peterson?
Honestly, they're gonna skin me alive for this, but this is what I'm gonna do. Jesus. That is grim. Otherwise, the only other idea I have would be this. Take that, and we're going to put that in the middle. And then put that in the same spot there. This is looking very, very European. Whew. Oh, mercy, mercy me. Show of clams. How are we feeling about this? Oh. Oh. Hey, Miles. You missed Jake. Jake apparently was watching on their phone, and their phone ran out of batteries. You know, is Jake up to something right now? Is Jake out there? Some of these are really good. Some of these are just not. Well, I gotta say, if I was hoping for a clam feast, I don't think I have enough clams for a feast. That's even sadder. Show up for the clam feast, and first of all, I don't get as many clams as I want, and then seeing that, Jonathan's like, actually, I'm gonna take a clam back. All right. I gotta tell you, this is a very sexy character, and I really like it. Really like it. So it looks like a real word. Let's see. Let's try. Let's try. So this would be a word right here. Going to add another syllable to this word if we want. Oh, ironically. M looks weird because it needs to be kerned. Let's do it's another something else. There we go. So that's like a word. Yeah, the problem is I really, really, really like it for some things, but not for others. And that's rough. Because what that says to me is go with the idea, and for the ones that don't look good, try something else. But I don't know. I do have some other ideas that we can trot out. Super easy one. Put the usual suspects back up. I might as well put that one up there, but
okay, David.
yeah.
Oh my God. I'm gonna need eyes on these examples, which may or may not be great.
Okay. I'm gonna do something real quick here.
See,
let's keep going.
While you're doing something.
Mm-hmm. And then there's this one. Goodness. Big old C. All right. We're gonna Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, we're gonna if I mute enough of these, will we just see all of your screen? No, we won't. So I'm gonna put pages up, and I'm actually going to mute your screen, and you tell me where in the document to go.
Relative clauses.
Uh-oh. I think pages just quit.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. We will be back in 1 minute. Okay, now I'm going to put that back. Okay. Relative clauses. Sometimes pages is like, oh my God, you're trying to scroll in a document? Slow down! And then it just crashes.
Well, you should slow down. She passed it.
Sure did.
You could do a find. You could find me. There we go. Oh, look at all that stuff I've changed.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've already gone over the direct objects.
Mm-hmm.
I've added indirect object, add position, object, and possession, possessor. And that's what I've underlined is the argument that matches the title. So indirect object is underlined because that's what's being modified.
Oh,
Unless that wasn't what you meant.
okay.
In which case, I need to change the examples. But like in my head, that's what you meant, was what happens if you're modifying the indirect object. Or did you mean that's the role it takes in the relative clause?
I did, right? Because it's
Okay, so I'm going to have to change.
the pebble that the dragonfly that the bat gave a leaf to, or the dragonfly that the bat gave a pebble to.
Okay, so I just need to change. I'm sorry, my brain is not. These labels, every time I don't know what we're actually doing examples of. And I don't know why. Like, I can't wrap my head around which argument is meant to be. So, like, this is wrong up here. The direct object is wrong. The second one is fine.
Yes.
The first one is not.
Right. But it's good to have that example.
I mean, it's pointless. And it needs to be taken out because it interferes with what is intended by direct object.
Hang on a sec. This is kind of interesting because this is actually the direct object.
What's the direct object?
This one is the bat whom I saw.
Right. And it's like the bat is the subject.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, whom I saw. But no, that's the subject in this case. This is not correct. Ta should be ida and should go after this because it's actually I am the experiencer, so it's happening to me.
Oh, shoot. Oh, I forgot.
And so it is actually correct because it should be ona ida. And ona goes first. Ida is then the e argument.
Yeah, it's my bad there. Where's the whole pronoun chart? There it is. Ona, ida.
And so the English is a bad example of subject. But the duck example is perfect. And by the way, this then is definitely not optional.
Yeah, because otherwise, yeah.
That is optional.
Yeah.
So I can...
It's because of the verb. I totally screwed that up. Very
and it's
sorry.
the subject of the relative clause that we want, right? So like up here when you say subject, it means the argument is a subject of the relative clause.
I guess I figured if when you're throwing a relative clause after something, the thing that you're throwing it after is like that construction is pretty much always the same.
Okay.
And so the part that gets tricky is the part inside.
So here, then this needs to go up here, which is why I just moved it. Because that was nearby. That is the subject, and that's oni. Okay. Okay. And these are all subjects of the relative clauses. Okay. Good. So now direct object. This one works because it was the direct object of that I tossed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Indirect object I need to flip. And I'm going to have to flip a whole bunch of things from this.
All right.
But the possession you can look at.
I think we both need a little something. I think we need a little pick-me-up.
And that can go back to black because it's being underlined.
Oh. Oh, wait.
Okay.
A little cheer for you, partner.
Cheers. Okay. Okay. Oh, no, I did not want that. Mm-hmm.
My gosh. Biblaridian is actually in the United States right now, isn't he? Copico. The only candy that Biblaridian fully endorses.
Nos. Pitra. Hum itro I kohi
My gosh, I get that.
dona. Okay. I na o. Okay. Donna. Okay. The dragonfly that the bat gave a pebble to bit the leaf. Bitra. Bat gave, there's bat, pebble, dona. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I fixed that one.
Yeah.
The next one's going to take a minute if you want to.
Oh.
If you want to kind of talk through that and make sure it's okay.
I think we want that too.
Okay.
But yeah, that would be optional, wouldn't it? Because essentially you have the two E clauses in a row, so you know that it's ending, and you know that the verb is ditransitive. So that would be optional. It's kind of cool. Wow. Right on. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay. Putting back Jesse's screen.
Okay. Now we have something to talk about.
Okay.
We have, for the pronouns, we have object forms and subject forms and locative forms. When it's a pronoun that is the object of an adposition, do we use the subject or the object form? So would I do would I do oni or ini?
Do we have any prepositions yet?
We have an ablative. Nie. But we only have noun examples as far as I know. We only have noun examples.
What does it come from? Additional prepositions exist, and these are compounded with the primary two prepositions. Oh, well, that's the answer right there. These prepositions may have variable forms depending on whether or not a word following it begins with a consonant or vowel, but they crucially do not combine with a singulative particle. That's interesting. Crap, did hold on a second. I'm going to do the same thing. Where does the ablative come from?
Oh, shoot.
Should be something obvious.
Sorry, I can look in just a minute. Did
we not write it down anywhere?
It's from to leave and to go put together.
Oh, there it is. Oh, knee. Oh, and that's why it's long. Knee. Okay. So yeah, it's just the same thing as because it's e. So it'll be it's just the same thing.
So you would use ini as the pronoun form?
I'm trying to think if it's going to be a long vowel. Can you get long vowels with low tone? I don't think you can. I'm sorry, weak vowels with low tone. I don't think you can. So it's going to be nieda.
Why would it be nieda?
Because of the long vowel.
Why wouldn't
right?
it be ini?
No, I'm sorry. I was doing first person.
So we're saying that the nie is going to attach to the...
Because it wouldn't be ni, because then it wouldn't be honoring the long vowel.
But we're saying at this point, every preposition we make, we're going to have special forms when they take a prepositional or a pronoun object?
all prepositions that we make are going to attach to either the objective or the locative preposition.
And so would it just be ni and ni?
That's what I'm thinking. It would be ni and ni because otherwise it doesn't honor the long vowel. And so just kind of looking down the list, it'd be ni da, ni we, ni ni, ni na, ni si, ni rum, ni ni, and ni na. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's got to be. I think it's got to be.
Okay, and at that point, this is no longer optional.
Yeah, it couldn't be. Yeah, it'd have to be there. Otherwise, you wouldn't get the semantics of it. Unless we had an applicative. Ooh. Don't worry.
Well, that's the same. Look at the possession examples. Because the possession examples, I gave two, one for inalienable and one for alienable. But like you can't remove them. It's not optional. So I had already said unless it's a possessive thing. And now I've added to it that, like if the relative pronoun, the resumptive pronoun is the object of an apposition, like you have to have it because at this point it's not an argument that can be supplied.
Yeah, right. Exactly. If we could figure out an applicative, then you could drop it. God, I'm so tempted. But don't worry. Okay.
Okay. Hallelujah. That took all of my brain energy. Every last bit of it's gone.
You want to look at pretty shapes and tell me what you think?
Oh. Are we introducing a pen slip to this?
A what?
It looks like the B and then it's like woof, like the paper slipped. So I'm a fan of the second row over the first. The bottom, I guess, is what I should say.
Top was winning till you said that.
It's because Matisse isn't here.
He would have your back.
Right. Jake and Matisse both.
I'm going to end that. I want to show you what I was thinking, at least. So, right, you got this glyph, right? And then if you had that, right? Let's say that you needed something to, you end up doing something like that. And there was a very specific thing I had in mind. I'm going to take you to Wikipedia.
You know what I'm going to do? I am... Right. Okay. Well, after I get back, I'm going to need to step out for just a second.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm going to create roots for light and heavy. Per a recent discussion.
But yeah, there was a very specific character that I was thinking of. And I'm not finding it right now, unfortunately. Man, I feel like it was the R. Oh my gosh, I don't think I needed to. I think it's Devanagari. Hold on a sec. This glyph right here. I know what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to put this in Pages somewhere and blow it up. Okay. I've always found this really cool. So you have this glyph where it's like you have this going down here and this coming up. They're roughly the same angle. I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, so that was what I had in mind that could happen with this here. So it's like, you know, what was a good one of those? I don't know, but it was just kind of like this thing where it's like you got boom, boom, doot, doot, and then just like something really wild and funky right next to, you know, more sedate character like that. I don't know. So that was the idea. But I feel like the underline is easy. I would like to know your thoughts on this, Jake. Just take a look at the top and bottom line there and let me know which you prefer. There's an actress named Maura Tierney, and I was like, if she was on a sitcom where she played herself, like with her exact name, there could be an episode called Power of a Tierney.
I worked with a woman named Tierney.
Wow, That is like literally the exact opposite of me, Jake. It seems like, though, the prevailing sentiment is to work with the underline, though. That's an interesting point, an interesting way of looking at it, Jonathan. Because I do like the third one on the bottom more than the bib one. But all right, so let's see here. We have that. I feel like that's the way you'd write it. And so it wouldn't be the case that you would go like that. And so we really do need the extra up. Okay. I'll start working with the underline. And then we'll figure out some little stroke for oh, you know what? All right. Okay, if the weak vowel diacritic is an underline, does that read E or OO to you? In other words, which vowel is going to be taken to be basic for this, and which one is going to need the modifier? E has a narrow lead. I suppose it is pointing in the direction of the front of the palette, or the traditional sagittal section. And there it is. All right, then. So these will be E. Now, I don't know if all of these are necessarily going to be... Oh, this is going to be the... that's going to be the pole. So that one won't get pasted. This one, I don't know if it is going to be final or if we're going to use the mid. But we'll paste it in right now anyway. And that one is... there. Which means that H is going to be simple. H is just going to have the little diacritic on top. Nice and easy. The biblioglyphian is set. And this guy becomes a little y. And there. And then the weird one. Angma is so weird. It is the weirdest character. I don't know if there's room to do anything else, but I do have one other idea. Oh, there's room. There's room. Okay, we'll see what you think of this. I'm excited about the prospect of this, even if it ends up being a disaster. This is very, very, very Chekhovsa. All right, and
All right. We've got 2 new words.
all right. Okay, so here on the screen we have Angma as a consonant, we have nga, and we have 2 possibilities for nyi. We have the long boy, the great big old C. Basically, it's going to make the underline, and it's like, well, there's just no room for the circle, so we just do a great big old C. Or we start with the circle and then just keep going for the little underline. Bear in mind this will be below the writing line, and I will plunk these into the words there so you can see them in context. And then all right. I actually don't know which screen to go on. Probably this one. And I'm gonna get rid of this. No, you know what? I'm not. So be it. There's a big space there. Obviously, that'll be kerned closer because a big wide open space makes it look like it's further apart from the next glyph than it does. Which do you prefer? And let me get this poll started and then... Okay, did you have something to show me?
Oh, I just made words for to be heavy and to be light. And so, kuona is to be heavy, and nieri is to be light.
I love that.
And so, yeah.
I love that.
You seem mildly disappointed or upset.
No, Jonathan asked, no option for C in line with the paperclip and U. And I don't know. If the vote were closer, maybe, but no, it really has to be bigger.
Mm-hmm. To indicate that under diacritic.
I don't know what I'm thinking of. I don't know if I'm thinking of Sinhalese or Malayalam. I think it's Malayalam. Where there's the really, really big loop. That's kind of what I was thinking of with a big C. Either way, though, I think the poll is pretty decisive. And so that will be that. Get out of here, Big C. Get out of here. Get out of here. All right. Delete that. Make that yellow. All right.
And did you mention earlier you had an idea for what the poll could be?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and
so we're good there?
Yeah. You don't worry about that. It's going to be the form for initial E and U. They're either going to be just the in order to really have a poll, we'd have to figure out what the U diacritic is before finishing all this stuff.
Okay, so E is underline. A line that goes under is what I mean, not underline.
Yes.
The A is the shoosh.
Yeah. Oh, the U is going to be, yes, it is. So the U is going to be the E form with some little diacritic saying, hey, this is back, or hey, this is round, something like that.
Mm.
We don't need that anymore because we already have it pasted safely
Danielle,
down
nice,
there.
Nice little play. See ya. For, C going away. I at first thought Danielle was saying bye. And then realized what was going
on. Just real quick.
Are we creating new logos for Madeline?
Yeah, I know, really.
Where is Madeline?
Oh, shit. I don't know. But I was not there for her stream on Monday, and so I feel bad.
We have not been anywhere in the early afternoons on any of the days. And in fact, we had to go to great lengths to arrange today to be able to stream without one of us having to leave.
Yeah, that's true.
And so...
Okay, yeah, that's pretty decisive. So that's kind of what I thought, but I thought I would do it anyway.
Jake says Maddie is deep in editing mode. Oh, that is one of my least favorite modes to have to be deep in. It's always such a struggle to figure out.
That's wrong.
How far is too far with the edits, and how far, like at some point you suddenly realize you're kind of changing so much that you then have to go edit other things to match with the new edits that you're trying to implement, which means rewriting these other sections. And there's so much that you just have to keep in mind big picture to make sure that you're editing in a good way to keep moving forward. And it's difficult. Killing them all off. Damn.
I misheard that as killing a mall off. I'm like,
well, that's been happening.
Yeah, really.
All the malls have been dying, David.
Okay, but yeah, any ideas for a diacritic to add to the E form to make...
And it's already under the baseline.
It's already under the baseline, so we can't do anything there.
Can you pull up again on screen one of, or some of the characters that you've already implemented the under diacritic with, so that way I just wanted to kind of sketch.
Oops.
God, so many. Hee-hee.
And then let's make sure that there's room there.
No, I think that's perfectly kerned. I think we need to embrace the overlap.
Could do a ligature for this, following any of those where the line meets up. And I think that we should. That'll be fun. It'll be a lot of ligatures, but it'll be worth it. Do you want me to still keep this on the screen?
I have enough written down.
Yeah. So it's like, so it's like easy thing to do. Just put a circle on top, a little circle on top. But I don't know. I feel like we can be more creative than that.
Could put a circle at the end of the line, a little loop-de-loop at the end. You see it down there?
That is definitely a good idea. I don't know if it will fit. I'll have to test that out. Another possibility is that you bring it out.
Oh, I did something similar, but without the come back down. It just went up, and it just looked like a little cat outline, like a quick cat outline.
Oh, I see. So
instead of coming back down,
you didn't go all the way up?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't come back down at all.
When there's this space like this, it means that something is going to need to be kerned into it. So it's like anytime you have something like this, it's like I do one of those because I think about the kerning that's going to have to happen.
I mean, speaking of space, I don't know that there's enough space for the curl back.
For what? Which one? There is not. It doesn't mean that there can't be, but the way that we've defined the font so far, the furthest it's going to go down is -300. That would need to take us down. It depends how much space is in between the lines. We need to go down another 300. So we need to go down to -600, which we could do, but that's going to force us to change the UPM size. We go as high as 1350 is, I think, our highest point. And our lowest point is -300. And our UPM size is 1000.
What about a hanging due to the right?
That's also a possibility. But it also, we already got something that's going on to the right there. Let me see what
It made more sense to go to the right instead of the left to me, but I had also drawn a left option.
All right, looking at the space, we absolutely cannot do the loop, which is unfortunate because I like the loop. But an easy thing to do would just be to have it come up, and we could have it come up and do the loop. Should probably...
So up and around to the left with a loop at the end?
Yeah, and then this character probably end up going... That's going to be... Ingma is going to be the weird one. Anyway, sorry, I just got distracted. I should actually do some of these. This is the easiest one to test on, so I'm going to grab this. And that's it. That's all we need.
Oh, nice. Jonathan was saying that in the Mindume alphabet, that was basically the glyph for T, representing a cat. One of our little cat glyphs.
I remember that because it became an emoji, didn't it? I can picture it very clearly in my mind. Okay, that's clearly too close. Yeah.
Oh, no, Jonathan is saying that emoji was from something else. You're not showing the font program?
Thank you.
I looked up to see what you were working on because I wanted to see if the one that I think might be the Ingma is the one that's going to be weird. And you can take away my view. I'm not going to be doing anything else exciting today.
So I've got these so far. I think the loop has a kind of character to it.
I mean, you know I always like a good loop. Do I have exciting plans? No. Other than surviving the evening. I guess I am going to make us some food, so that might be considered exciting, depending on whose point of view that is. Is the Ingma the one that we ended up doing the other direction on the loop?
Yes, that one has a loop.
I will say, oh, that one has a loop? I thought we were talking about this one where I was like, well, we could reverse the order it goes.
Oh yeah, we could. That
was the one I was thinking of.
You could either reverse the order or have it come all the way around, and that might be a fun little thing to just play around with. I'm going to make that yellow. Okay, I think that we've got it. I think we're going to do the loop. I think that's going to be it. And so half of the pull is done. The other half is going to be figuring out additional glyphs for initial I and U. I don't remember if any of your pictures ended up being for something that began with I or U, or E or U.
No.
Okay. You want to take a gander at those letters and see if there's any obvious candidates in there?
Well, we have one U word. Let me look for everything that has U at the beginning. Okay. Oh, well, roost was one of them, but we didn't like it because it was going to be hard to represent. Roost actually begins with a proto-U.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, so roost could be it.
Okay. Otherwise, we've got a lot of hits because the protoform for big begins with a U. There's literally nothing else other than to toss, if you want to toss. Everything else is like functiony, like one.
Okay, but no, I think roost is it. I mean, you've already done the picture, so I can do something with that.
Oh, river begins with an I.
Perfect.
Is river. Of course, bat, but that doesn't help us in this particular case. Otherwise, I think everything else is going to be, all these other hits are small. Yeah. Okay, so I think river then is our best bet. So river and roost.
Oh my god. Oh my god, Jesse.
Are you surviving whatever's happening over there?
I'm just gonna show everybody the results. What do you think, Jess?
Oh, I need to look. Oh my goodness.
See,
oh my goodness gracious.
Something I'm really, really jealous of Let's Have a Booba in Madeline's world building stream is they can take comments from chat and like blow them up really, really big. And I really want to take Jonathan's comment and put it really big on the screen. As Jonathan has said, this is so noodles. Oh my god. Oh, Jonathan, isn't that's no, not that emoji cat. That's the one that Jesse drew. Jesse drew that and made it an orange cat. I was talking about the other one. The one that I remember you doing with the pointy ears that was like an MJ. Anyway, just for funsies. It was yours. Trust me, I know what yours looks like. All right. Your voice has been heard, but again, another comment I would post is DinoNid saying, I mean, I think these both look not best. Okay.
River is not exciting, but I did come up with some potentially different options for roost that would be a little bit different from what we had before.
Oh, this is cute. Yeah, This will be good enough. It is 4:01, so I won't design these on screen.
Yeah.
But obviously they're going to be a part of the poll, so you're going to see them very soon. But yeah, we have got, though, the others set. So basically one poll answer is going to be the only real vowel glyph was ah, and then it took the weak modifier and then the new weak u modifier to make initial e and u. The other, well, I think I'm going to have four options. All options are going to have this as ah. We're going to create original e and u glyphs, and then one of them is going to be all original glyphs. The other is going to be the original E glyph plus like modified for U, and then maybe, I don't know, there's going to be combinations. We'll see. It's going to depend how they all look. Anyway, as always, thank you very, very, very much for joining us. We really appreciate it. For those watching, especially for those who aren't watching live and who watch, afterwards, on Saturday there's going to be a relay recap over at Conlangery. Jake says usual time, and so on the West Coast, I guess that's going to be 6 in the morning, which is pretty early. East Coast, it's 9, which is, early but manageable. 6 is like, no, we're not going to be at that. But anyway, stay clamor, everybody. Thank you for those that gave some clams. Jonathan, I understand that you had to take back one of those clams. I do understand. And honestly, it's better with you than it is with me. So, anyway, have a good week. We will see you next week and hopefully finish this up preparing for the week after that, which will be Worldcon. All right? Stay grammar, everybody. We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.